Hey guys, this is Brad McRae with Authentic Details. Look, we get a lot of different types of vehicles in here, and this is a car I wanted to take you through. The point of this video is to help you understand that there are a lot of different levels of quality that you're going to see when it comes to paint protection film. So it's important to take time to understand what type of install you're going to get on the car when you are putting paint protection film on the vehicle. So this is a 911 GT3 touring model, a very, very nice car. The customer had actually spoken to us about getting work done on the vehicle, opted to go with a different shop here locally. The install itself is good. There's nothing wrong with the actual installation. They did it, per standard. But there are a lot of details that to us make a bigger difference on the way your install not only looks when it leaves the shop, but how it's going to look in a year from now, 3 years from now even, or 10 years from now, right? Because these films are designed to last for 10 years. So I want to walk you through some of the details on the car today. We're actually removing all of this film for this customer, and he's basically paid us in full to do this car all over again. So essentially what has happened with this car specifically is he's paying twice to get this work done, which is not what I advise anybody to do, because it's going to cost you twice as much to get the work. So in a lot of scenarios, you may find that we are a tad bit more expensive than some of the other shops here locally. And I'm going to explain to you the reason why. And what we're going to do is we're going to pull this off and we're going to do our installation on it. And then we're going to do a follow-up video to show you the work when it's complete. So let me show you the details on the car that are important for you to understand. The first one that's real quick is these Porsche badges, right? We remove these, and you can see this car's dirty, so you see what happens whenever you have lines. The dirt builds up on the edges, and you can see it. So we pull these badges off, and I've made other videos on what we do to make sure these land in exactly the right spot, but we don't like to see these edges here. And then also, you see a lot of edges that aren't wrapped over. So you see a lot of edges here, and then all along this body line, none of this is wrapped into these body lines here. So we wrap everything that we can. Some of the seams don't really line up very well here, so you see there's a big gap. Again, this just looks dirty later. We take these headlights out on the vehicle so that we can eliminate this seam here and have this to roll way under the tail light. Around this window trim, you can see the edge all the way around this window here. We wrap all of this in so there's no edge. The same thing with this trim piece. There's an edge here. We pull this off. Actually, it just pops off very easily. Again, these things take a little bit more time to do, but add a lot more appeal to the car whenever it's complete. And then you do have a wrap in here, which is what we'd want to see, but it just doesn't go to the edge under here. So there's big risk for rock chips to occur on the inside of this wheel well. So we'd want to make sure that we get that wrap in as far as we can. The roof line, same deal. I've seen a ton of chips on these cars right along the edge of this roof. So it's very easy to just roll this over and put it behind the seal, but they didn't do that. As you can see, this edge is pretty far off. Same thing with the gas cap. You can see the edge here. We'll wrap it around and you'll have an edge on the back side, so you see no edge of the film. And then the same issue on the inside of this gas cap, we would roll this in so that you have no edges. The headlight, this can be wrapped in pretty easily here too. So we do that. This hood, no wrapped edges on any edge of the hood. The badge, this comes off with 2 simple screws, very easy to remove, no risk to the car, and we wrap that inside. The bumper is done pretty decently, but again, we can pull these headlights out and get this wrap super tight under the headlight, which is what you'd want to see. And then these turn signals come out really easy, so we can get this edge wrapped in here. And then that's about it. So you're going to see whenever we finish this car, all the details that I just pointed out to you will make for a much more cleaner, more beautiful install. And so when you have this car, you go out and drive it, you're not going to see a bunch of black lines all over your chalk white 911. So stay tuned, and we're going to come back and see what this car looks like when it's complete. Hey everybody, this is the finished product. We finished the redo of this 911 GT3 Touring. In an earlier video, we talked about all the different areas that we focus on versus some of the other shops here locally. So let's zoom in and I want to show you the areas. Originally, we had talked about the area around this headlight washer. There was a pretty big gap. Now there is no edge really there around these headlights. We've got it under the headlight now. And then at this leading edge right here, which is definitely a rock chip prone area, we've got this wrapped in. The fender wraps in here and the hood wraps in. So this is another area that we discussed was not wrapped previously. There was also a seam right here that was pretty bad. The way that we do these, we can do this without a seam, without having to remove the mirror. So we've got a really nice technique to make sure that this is a seamless looking door. We also talked about how this was not wrapped inside this leading edge here or this leading edge here. Now they are. So let's see, what else did we discuss? Oh, we talked about how the inside of this wheel well didn't go all the way to the edge. So I don't know if you can get that on the camera, but now we go all the way to the edge here so that this is no longer prone to rock chips. We also discussed there were two seams right in here, and you can't even see the seam now. It's just they're butted up so tight that there looks like there's really no seam there. Before they had a pretty wide gap between them. We also had this area under the taillights. We pulled the taillights out, so now you can see there's like no seam there, no edge there. The Porsche lettering, so we pulled the badges off. Remember, there was a pretty big gap around all these letters. Now the letters are sitting on top of the film for a cleaner look. This spoiler area, we actually removed this spoiler and reinstall it so it's on top of the film. Again, no edges, and the spoiler itself has film on it. And then right along all the body lines, we're able to roll all of this in for a really nice seamless look. So what this does for a car this color is it really makes sure that the PPF looks invisible, because whenever you have lighter color vehicles like this, the edges of the film tend to get a lot of dirt in them, and then you really see the PPF. So with an install like this, you're going to enjoy the way your car looks, and it's going to look like this for many, many years down the road. So you'll be super happy with the install while your paint's very protected.